Hey guys, we're on the next to last section here, 6.5 on graphing linear inequalities, and this really is something that's going to build up to our last section, which is 6.6 on graphing linear inequalities or systems of inequalities. So this is kind of important for us to be able to get before we get to the next phase, which again is just before our review and test on this particular subject. So I want to do a quick video again, just kind of showing you how this is going to work and to try to help you to be as successful as you possibly can be. So again, just like normal, we've got a form here that we're going to be working from. So I want to look at the first one. It says, which of the following represents the graph of 4x plus y is greater than 3? Okay, and if you'll notice here, it's got about 8 different answer choices here that you could choose from in order to choose the right graph. Well, it just so happens we have a very powerful graphing tool that we have been talking about, the Desmos graphing calculator. So as a matter of fact, the Desmos graphing calculator will graph inequalities as well. So we're going to take this first one right here, 4x plus y is greater than 3, and we're going to put that into the calculator and see what happens. So let's go ahead and pull up our Desmos graphing calculator. Again, this is kind of the way it comes up when it comes up. And I didn't mention it before, but you can also get this app on your phone as well that works even offline. So it's a really cool calculator. It works exactly like this one here that we have. So excellent tool for you to be able to use. But anyway, let's go ahead and put that equation in, or that inequality, sorry, was 4x plus y, and then it is greater than. Now you actually do have that particular little tool on your keyboard, so it's a greater than 3. And you notice what happens here. There are several things that happen. Okay, first, one of the first things I want you to notice is, you notice if we use a greater than symbol right here, that this gives me a dotted line. It's not a solid line, but it's a dotted line. Now, real quickly, I want to just go ahead and change this just so you can kind of see what happens. So I'm going to go down here to where it says Show Keypad, and you'll notice we have the greater than or equal to sign. Okay, notice that it is exactly the same graph. The only difference here is now I have a solid line. Okay, so one of the first things I want you to notice is if you have just the regular O greater than or equal to, or just the regular O greater than or less than, you have a dotted line. If you have greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, then you have a solid line. The best way to remember this is if you have a line underneath the inequality symbol that looks like an equal sign, then if you have a line there, then you need a solid line. Okay? And you say, well, why is that important? Well, here's the graph. That should be our answer, correct? So let's go over here, and we can eliminate some choices right off the bat. Okay? If you look down at graph number 5, it has a solid line. Well, we know that cannot be the answer because we need a dotted line. Again, if you look down at graph number 8, it looks like a solid line. So 5 and 8 we have eliminated as answer choices. Okay, so now we're just going to flip back and forth and kind of look and see what our graph looks like. So here's what I want you to notice. Notice that it is shaded to the right of the line. And if we're looking at quadrants here, this is quadrant 1, this is quadrant 2, 3, and 4. So it is shaded in quadrant 1 and quadrant 4 mainly. There's a little bit over here, but for the most part, it's in 1 and 4. Okay, and we have a dotted line. So let's go back and let's try to figure out which one that is. Well, it can't be this one because this one is shaded on the left side of the line. Okay, this one doesn't look like our line at all, and neither does this one. Okay, so we've eliminated basically 5 answer choices, which leaves us only with 3 answer choices left. Well, if we look at number 4, that one does not look like our line either. 5 we've already eliminated because it has a solid line. And so the only one that's left, 8 again has been eliminated. The only 2 that's left is these 2. Well, obviously it has to be graph number 6. Okay, so let's look at another one that's going to help us to see this. And again, if you miss number 1, I'm going to be upset because we just give you the answer to it. But number 3 says, which of the following represents the graph of 5x plus y is greater than or equal to 4? So again, I'm going to go, first of all, let's think about this. What answer choices could I get rid of? What kind of line should this be? Well, we know that there's a solid line underneath this, right? It's greater than or equal to, which means we should have a solid line in our graph. Well, the first three answer choices all have solid lines, but answer choice 4 and 5 do not, and this one just happens to have 6 answer choices. So we've already eliminated 2. We only have 4 answer choices that are possibly left. So now we go back to our Desmos calculator, which is becoming our best friend, hopefully. We're going to go ahead and exit out of that particular graph, and we're going to just type in our new graph or a new inequality. 5x plus y. This time we need greater than or equal to. Remember, it's right here on this little keypad. Sometimes that may be hidden and it may be down here. Just hit show keypad and it will show you that. You can hit this this greater than or equal to. Notice how it puts it in for us. And then that was greater than or equal to 4. So again, it looks really similar to the number 1 that we just looked at a few minutes ago, where that we had mostly this area shaded. And so if we go back to our answer choices, this one looks like it. Let's just make sure. So yes, it would be graph number 3, which looks exactly like our graph that we have over here other than the color, right? So a valuable tool to help you with these type problems. Again, this should be a chapter that everybody does really, really good on, because you can use this calculator to really help you do the work itself. It's just a matter of being able to get everything where it needs to be. So hopefully this has been helpful. And if you have any questions or concerns, obviously just reach out to either me or Miss Willard, and we'd be glad to help you. Thanks.